Topics, and before we do anything else, let's go ahead and get things out of the way. I will be doing streams on YouTube for the next week because we're not able to do streams on Twitch. If you try to follow me over on Twitch right now, you will find that you do not have the ability to. Twitch streams, if you get suspended from Twitch, your entire channel goes dark and nobody can find you anymore. So if you want to follow me after May 21st, you'll be able to. But for now, you can't. That said, I want to thank everybody who is watching on YouTube right now, whether you're watching the VOD, whether you're watching the episode after it goes up, or if you are watching live. In any of those cases, thank you for being here. It means the world to me, especially when I'm dealing with strikes everywhere, because life really kind of blows. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. We're starting with Greg Locke to be strong. And for anybody who's expecting there to be a lot of Greg Locke in this episode, I hate to disappoint, but we're actually using him as a springboard today. So Pastor Greg Locke, in response to what Joe Biden said, President Joe Biden said, the rule is now simple: get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. The choice is yours. And the reason this is happening is twofold. One, there is a growing body of evidence, though it is not confirmed yet, that vaccination might actually help stop spread. But again, we do not know yet on that ground. But also, for all the people who are stupidly angry about masks, this is a rhetorical strategy to get people to vaccinate. Because if people don't want to keep wearing masks, then, well, you can't have your cake and eat it too. That's essentially what Biden is saying. So, of course, Greg Locke responds to this with, how about no, and no, you're not my president. So, why is he saying the things that he's saying? Well, of course, Greg Locke is one of the people that believes in the conspiracy theory that Biden stole the election by tampering with votes. Which, of course, even with a little bit of fraud that was found in the United States election, there was not enough to show that the entire thing could be overturned. And when the votes were correctly counted the second time in many of these states, they still ended up being largely in favor of Biden anywho, so nothing effectively changed. But I think let's go with that first no, and let's talk about that one a little more. I think it may be a good idea for us to do an episode about this first no, where we're going to talk about masks, we're going to talk about what the CDC's actual guidelines are right now, to see if maybe there's some position we should be holding at the moment. So, also, if I sound kind of out of it during this episode, it's because I am doing this recording during my second dose of the Pfizer vaccine, and it's not treating my body super great at the moment, but it's fine. We can manage. I wouldn't have to be doing this right now anyway if I hadn't been knocked off of Twitch randomly, but here we are. Here we are. So, Pastor Greg Locke, you beautiful human being, let's take a look at what the CDC actually recommends, which of course he's not going to care about that because he thinks that the CDC is just as much of a corrupt organization as anything else. Let's go ahead and look at it anyway. So, currently the CDC recommends that everyone 12 years of age and older should get the COVID vaccination. You should get the vaccination as soon as you can, and widespread vaccination is considered a critical tool to help stop the pandemic. Let's look at some commonly asked questions about the vaccine, because I feel like an FAQ is probably the most organized way to go through this. So, is it safe for a child to get the vaccine? Yes, studies show that COVID vaccines are safe and effective, and remember, we did a video before about what is required for a safe and effective judgment. Essentially, you need to have a rate of issue around 1 in a million. And currently, all of the vaccines have less than a 1 in a million chance of causing you any actual harm. For anybody who tries to come up with the myriad of issues that have happened with, say, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, blood clots, not enough people have had plots to say that it is unsafe. So, why should a child get vaccinated against COVID-19? COVID vaccination helps protect your child from getting COVID-19. Wow. Although fewer children have been sick with COVID-19 compared to adults, children can be infected with the virus, can get sick from it, can spread the virus, and also, as we have seen before, children can also die of the virus. So, the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. CDC and FDA have recommended the use of Johnson & Johnson vaccine resume in the United States effective April 23rd, because again, the rate of issue is not as high as would be required to deem them to be non-safe. What are the most common side effects? After getting vaccinated, you may have some side effects, which are normal signs your body's building protection. Common effects include pain, which I'm dealing with, redness and swelling in the arm, which of course I'm still dealing with, as well as tiredness, yep, headache, almost, muscle pain, yep, chills, I've been dealing with that in cold sweats, fever, I haven't taken my fever, so who knows, and nausea throughout the rest of the body. I'm hungry as hell, guys. I actually haven't experienced nausea yet. These side effects could affect your ability to do daily activities, but they should go away in a few days. Learn more about what to expect from the COVID-19 vaccine. How long does protection from the vaccine last? We don't know how long protection lasts for those who are vaccinated. What we do know is that COVID-19 has caused very serious illness and death for a lot of people. If you get COVID-19, you are also at risk of giving it to other people who may get very sick. Getting the vaccine is the safer choice between the two. If we're looking at this merely as decision theory, then yes, this is true. So, do you need to wear a mask or avoid close contact with others if you've gotten your 2 doses of the vaccine? Here is where we get into the little bit of issue with Pastor Greg Locke. So, it depends. For now, fully vaccinated people can gather indoors without physical distancing or wearing masks with other people who are fully vaccinated and unvaccinated people from one other household, unless any of those people or anyone they live with has an increased risk of severe illness from COVID-19. So, for instance, people who have breathing issues, people who have autoimmune diseases would fall into this category. Until more is known, fully vaccinated people should continue to wear masks and stay 6 feet apart from people in other settings, like when they are in public or visiting with unvaccinated people from multiple households. And there are also additional recommendations on the website. So what does this mean? Getting vaccinated does mean you can do more things, especially with people who are close around you. But it is still uncertain right now if getting vaccinated protects you from giving the sickness to other people, giving the virus to other people. So right now, it is still not super recommended, but there is a rhetorical strategy at work here. And it is appealing to the people who want things to go back to the old normal by pointing out that the vaccine can help get them back to the old normal. This is a rhetorical strategy, and whether or not this will blow up in our faces, we don't know. Because if it turns out that we get a bunch of people vaccinated, but the rate that we transfer the virus to other people is just as high, there is a chance that this can cause the virus to mutate more often and more rapidly to the point where our current vaccine might not be able to do much about it. However, at the end of the day, I think as a rhetorical strategy, this is one of the only ways to appeal to people on that side of the aisle. Except for Greg Locke, who hears that somebody's a Democrat and then immediately freaks the fuck out. If you already had COVID-19 and recovered, do you still need to get vaccinated? Yes, you should still be vaccinated, because being infected with a single strain of COVID-19 is not the same thing as having a vaccine which grants protection from multiple different strains. What are the ingredients of the COVID vaccines? Vaccine ingredients vary by manufacturer, but to learn about the ingredients, you can see all the information on the ingredients on their website. So if you start freaking out about, oh my god, what are they putting in our bodies? They literally list everything there right now. Who is paying for the vaccines? The federal government is paying for the vaccines. You are not charged for the vaccines. Nobody's making money off the American populace with this. If you have an underlying health condition, can you get the vaccine? The answer is likely, it depends. People with underlying medical conditions can receive the vaccine as long as they have not had an immediate or severe allergic reaction to a COVID-19 vaccine or any of the ingredients in the vaccine. For instance, I have an allergy to shellfish. Whenever I got my vaccine, I had to wait in the area that I got the vaccine in for at least 10 minutes to see if I would develop any side effects. I did not, so I was fine. And can you get vaccinated while you're already sick? No. People with COVID-19 who have symptoms should wait to be vaccinated until they have recovered from their illness and have met the criteria for discontinuing isolation. Those without symptoms should also wait until they meet the criteria before getting vaccinated. This guidance also applies to people who get COVID-19 before their second dose of the vaccine. So, what does all this mean? Well, it means Pastor Greg Locke's full of shit. And he's going to be an anti-vax nonsense spreader for the rest of his life, likely. But it does mean that we actually can find all the information that we need to know about vaccines, how they work, what's in them, what they are actually doing, what's the risk of transference when you have them. We can literally look up all this information right now and point out that people like Greg Locke are stupid, and that people in his congregation should likely not look to him as a medical authority. But if you found this video informative in any way, shape, or form, please leave a like and let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed, then maybe share this video with your friend if you are the type of person to do that. With all that said, however, thank you all for watching today's video. If you want to support my channel and what I do, the best ways to do so are in the description below. There are links to my Patreon, links to a Streamlabs donation link that will actually pop up here. Even when I'm not streaming, it will actually go towards that goal above my head right there. With all that said, though, as always, everyone, insert end of video tagline here.